Good morning, Starseeds. 1:26 Texas time, October 31st, 2024. Something I've learned from the frogs and frequency, which also in turn makes me realize all the things that I've gathered my knowledge from. At the end of it all tells the same story over and over again. It's just looks different from your perspective, but it's not. That's where the mystery is hidden. It's like, what made us think that we were all so separate in our belief? What divided us from thinking that, it took me back to like sitting in a pew in the 1900s. It's like, if you refused to go to church, then you were considered to be that spawn of Satan. What made people do that? Did you see Jesus in the churches? No. Wasn't supposed to be about that. He was teaching you how to get the message that you need for your particular situation straight from source, straight from God, not from a man at church. Those are his lessons. Although we are a mirror of one another, your channel should be clear enough that you don't need to seek a man for that. That's why church is a sin. It lets you be lazy. It lets the people who are seeking the light be lazy. It's like, it's not until life is either taken from you or given to you, or you're diagnosed with a critical illness, that you become so self-aware that you literally need to start changing your own DNA code. A friend of mine said that he was diagnosed with cancer in July. I did not know that. But illness starts within. And there's a lot of power that he gave over. My ear thing just said power off. Exactly. Confirmation. There is a certain amount of power that you give over when you allow your body to get that sick. And if he wants to get honest with himself, he will realize also that there's a lot of self-torturement that he did to himself because he didn't love himself. So now that he's on a world of love and on a frequency of love, and he's changing his DNA structural wise, he's going to come out of this stage 4 cancer in his bones, and he's going to be fine. God is going to allow you to get so low before he's going to let you get up. It's like yesterday, that bike ride I had, right? Where like 11 miles later, and I had money on me. I could have stopped. I could have gotten a water or what have you, but I knew that if I did not keep my momentum going, that I would lose it. It's like when I'm at work, I have fine stamina, and then as soon as I stop to eat lunch, now I've gotten myself to where I need a nap. But had I never stopped, I would have been fine. And I knew there was something to be said about that yesterday. And I was very well aware that Spirit was teaching me a lesson. I didn't know what it was until afterward, of course, which I never do. So I just keep going with it. So at any point in time, Spirit said I could get off my bike and go get something to drink. However, I decided to regulate myself so I could go 2 hours and bike 11 miles with 0 water. It was important that I didn't sweat too much. It was important that I didn't go too fast or burn too hard going uphill, which it felt like most of it was uphill. So, such is life, right? mountain goats do the same thing, right? There's a lot to be said for that. Like, you can stop, but if you do, you might lose your stamina. So take that as some spiritual rearrangement, if you will. Guidance, advice. I forgot to mention today's day 2 of frequency fasting. I'm listening to music, but none with words. Like, I don't want to be influenced by media. I don't want to be influenced by news or any of that. That's what I meant by frequency fast. Like, I didn't want to pre-populate an outcome. I wanted to gather it on my own. I hope that makes sense. Once you realize that you control and that you are the main character, I think you would understand that more. But I understand that you can only understand from your own point of awareness, so, and I'm always early to the party, I get that too. And if this doesn't make sense, it will. Maybe come back to it. Maybe you're just not quite ready. But if you've hit my frequency and you have found me, there's a reason why you're here. I encourage you to stay. Embrace your self-love and self-awareness. And may you expand your brain 1,000,000 times fold. I love you, 144. Anything and all things are always possible, and all possibilities.